Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Shuklam Bharadaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannapadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nidaye Sarvavidyanam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Shruti Smruti Purananamalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Shri Chandrasekhara Gurum Pranamami Mudanvaham. Shri Chandrasekhara Gurum Pranamami Mudanvaham. Shri Chandrasekhara Gurum Pranamami Mudanvaham. Parityajya Munam Vatadasthitincha Vrajan Bharatasya Pradeshat Pradesham Madhusyandi Vacha Janana Dharma Margena Yan Shri Jayendro Gurur Bhati Chitte Namama Shankaran Vakya Vijayendra Saraswati Namama Shankaran Vakya Vijayendra Saraswati Shri Gurum Sishtamar Ganunetaram Sanmati Pradam Sadguru Charanarvindabhya Namah Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. From Bhagavad Gita, we have started with the second chapter. We have finished the Arjuna Vishada Yoga. And in the second chapter, we saw that Arjuna kept his Gandivam down. He says that I am not going to fight the war. And he also does a very intelligent thing, which is Sharanagati to Bhagavan. Arjuna does Sharanagati to Bhagavan. Katham Bhishmam Aham Sankhye Dronancha Madhusudana Yishubhis Pratiyotsyami Pujaraha Varisudana Guruna Hatvahi Mahanubhavan Shreyo Bhoktum Bhaikshamapi Haloke Hatvartha Kamanstu Guru Nihaiva Bhunjiya Bhogan Rudira Pradigdan Nachaitad Vidva Kataranno Gariyo Yadva Jayema Yadiva No Jayeyu Yaneva Hatvana Jijivishamaha Teva Sthirah Pramukha Dardarashtraha. Main shloka Karpanya Doshopa Hatasva Bhavaha Pruchhamitvam Dharma Samudha Chetaha Yachreyasyat Nistitam Bruhitan Me Sishyasteham Shadhimam Tvam Prapannam. He Rishikesha, He Bhagavan, He Krishna, please accept me as your Sishya. I am a Prapanna, I am a Sharanagata. Please accept me as a Sishya and do Upadesha for me. Everything is happening right in the battlefield. And only now Bhagavan started talking. Previously, Krishna spoke as a driver. In the first chapter, Krishna did not even speak. In the second chapter, he spoke for 2 shlokas, but not as Bhagavan, but as a mere driver to Arjuna. And only when Arjuna says, Sishyasteham, hey, Bhagavan, please accept me as a Sishya. Bhagavan is assuming the position of a guru and starts the Upadesha. You have to do Upadesha only when it is asked. You know, there is a phrase, free advice. We should never give free advice. Even Bhagavan did not give free advice to Arjuna. Even in the most needed situation. That is what Shastra also says. Do not give advice to people who have not asked for it. The problem with most of the people is that we start giving free advice. They don't even need your advice. Probably they need it, but they don't want to listen to your advice. We will start giving advice and then we'll start complaining that, hey, he's not listening to my advice. Swami Dayananda Swami says, a value of a value is valued. A value is valued only if the value of the value is valued. A value is a value only if the value of the value is valued. It's a very profound statement. Same way, an advice is valued only if the value of the advice is valued. Only when the other person knows, hey, I need advice very badly, only at that time we should advise. That is, we should never interfere in other people's life. That is the major thing we can learn from Bhagavan Krishna himself. Then Krishna says, and then Sanjaya says, Tanuvacha Rishikeshaha Prahasanniva Bharata Tenayor Ubhayor Madhye Vishidantam Idam Vachaha. So, Prahasanniva Bharata. Krishna smiles and he starts his discourse. And we saw what is the introduction, till now what happened from the Shankara Bhashyam's point of view. Shoka Moha. So we saw an elaborate of Shankara Bhashya, which I am not going to repeat. But he says that the reason for samsara is shoka and moha. Shoka is soham. Moha is delusion. So the reason for samsara bija is shoka and moha. After that, there is a lengthy discussion in Shankara Bhashyam that talks about jnana, karma, samuchaya, which we are not going to see. Acharya has summarized because Acharya has not written the Bhashyam for the first chapter. Acharya has not written the Bhashyam for up to the 10th shloka of the second chapter. He only summarizes those things, summarizes what's happening in those shlokas, giving us some insights. And after finishing his summary, Acharya is going into a very technical topic of jnana versus jnana karma samuchaya vada. It is a very technical topic. We have not prepared for that topic now. Because to read the topic itself, it takes a lot of technical background, technical reading, which we have not done. So I'm not going to deal with that topic here. But when we finish the second chapter, when we go to the third chapter and fourth chapter, third adhyaya and fourth adhyaya, we will come back to this analysis. What is jnana karma samuchaya? And Acharya is not promoting jnana karma samuchaya. Acharya is actually saying, okay, jnana karma samuchaya will not work. We will see what is jnana karma samuchaya. We will see why it will not work at the end of the second chapter, at the beginning of the third and fourth chapter. Now what we will do is we will skip that part of Shankara Bhashya and we will go directly to the shloka number 11 of the second chapter, where the actual Upadesham of Bhagavan starts. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashocyan Anvashochastvam Prajnavadamscha Bhashase Gatasu Nagatasunscha Nanushochanti Pandita. In fact, this is one shloka, most important shloka of Bhagavad Gita. The entire second chapter, it is an explanation for this shloka. The entire rest of the Bhagavad Gita is the explanation for this shloka. Very simple shloka. Okay, when I tell the meaning, oh, okay, what is there to explain? But it has got very profound meaning. When Bhagavan starts his teaching with akaraha, ashocyan. You should always see whenever a big grantha is written, what is the first letter? What is the first word that they use? Let us say Tirukkural. What is the first kural? Agara mudala ezhuthellam. Adi Bhagavan mudatre ulaga. Even there, it starts with akaraha. Here, Bhagavan starts his discourse with ashocyan. Again, akara is coming. Vedam itself starts with akaraha. Agnimile purohitam yajnasya deva mritvijam Otaram Vishwadatamam Akaraha. What is so special about Akaraha? Why everybody is starting with Akaraha? Because Akaro vai Vishnu. Bhagavan himself will tell later, Aksharanam Akarosmi. Hey, I am Akara among all the Aksharas. Because the word, the letter A, the sound A is the primordial sound. Shabda Brahman. We have this concept. Aksharas themselves are Bhagavad Swarupa. Akaratik Shakaranta Matruka Varnarupini. Ambal has got this name. Akaradik Shakaranta Matruka Varnarupini. Omkara begins with Akara. Akara, Ukara, Makara is Omkara. So the symbol Akara, it encompasses everything. Because Akaro vai Vishnu, we say, what is the meaning of the word Vishnu? Vishnu is who is all pervading. Akara is all pervading. That is why Bhagavan starts his Upadesha with Akaraha. In the same way, Kambaramayam, Kambar starts with Ulaga Shabdam. Ulagam Yavayam, Tamulavakalum, Nilaiperuttalum, Nikalum Ningila, Alagila, Vilayatudayar, our Talaivar, Annavarke, Sharanam, Ulaham, world, encompassing everything. This is called as Mangala Shabda, Omkara, Atha Shabda. Even later it is going to come in Bhagavad Gita itself, Atha. Athato Brahma Jignasa Janmadhyasya Yataha Shastrayo Nitvat. Vyasacharyal's Nyaya Sutram, Vyasacharyal's Brahma Sutram starts with Atha Shabda. Again, Akaraha. Ashocyan, he says. What is Asocyan? That which does not deserve to be sorrowed. Ashocyan anvashochastvam. Prajnavadamscha bhashase gatasoon agatasoonscha nanushocanti panditaha. What Bhagavan says is that, hey Arjuna, you are worrying about things that need not be worried. Ashocyan anvashochas. You are worrying about those things which don't deserve to be worried, which need not be worried about. Ashocyan anvashochas. Prajnavadamscha bhashase. You speak as if you are a great thinker. Prajna, Vihinda Buddhisali Madri. You are a very intelligent person. You speak as if you are very intelligent person. Meaning what? You are not intelligent person. Your words are very, very big. But it does not have Sara in it. Says Krishna. Na shochya ashochya. That which does not deserve to be sorrowed about. Adi Shankara says, Bhishma Dronadayaha Sadvrittatvat Paramartha Rupena Cha Nityatvat Tan Ashocyan. What is Arjuna sorrowing about? Arjuna is worrying about killing Bhishma, Drona, etc. Here Krishna says, okay, that does not deserve to be worried. Why? As if Krishna is promoting killing. No. Arjuna thinks that Bhishma and Drona, they are limited, they are confined to their bodies. And when you kill a body, you are killing them. When you kill a body, you are killing them. That's what is true, right? But Krishna says, no, that is not true. He says, Bhishmadroಣಾದಯಃ sadvrittatvat paramartha rupena cha nityatvat tan. Paramartha rupena cha nityatvat. They are ever present. Acharyas. Paramartha Swarupen Nitya. If somebody is omnipresent, ever present, how can you kill Bhishma? How can you kill Drona? Tane Ashochyane. It is because of this reason you should not worry about killing them. Anvashochaha Anushochitavanasi. You are worrying about things that does not deserve to be worried. Te mriyante man nimittam te mriyante man nimittam aham taihi vinabhuyaha kinkarishyami rajya sukhadina iti. Why is Arjuna worrying? Arjuna is not worrying about they getting died. Arjuna is worrying about he killing them. They are going to die because of me. Why because of me? I want to enjoy kingdom. And that is why they are dying. That is what Arjuna is thinking. But Krishna says, hey, no, that is not true. Prajnavadamscha bhashase. Tam prajnavadan prajnavatam buddhimatam vadancha vachananicha bhashase. Acharya says prajnavada. Tvam prajnavada. Prajnavatam buddhimatam vadan. Hey, you are speaking as if you are very intelligent. Buddhimatam vadan. Tadetat maudyam pandityancha viruddham atmani darshayasi unmatta iva iti abhipraya. So what he is saying is, hey, no, romba periya buddhisali mari pesara. If somebody is speaking very big words, but unfortunately the only words are big. It does not have any meaning. What do we say? Na romba buddhisali mari pesara, na romba periyal mari pesara, vaai mudu. Acharya Krishna inge solraru. Prajnavadan prajnavatam buddhimatam cha vadan cha vachanani cha bhashase tadedat maudyam pandityam cha viruddham atmani darshayasi unmatta eva. You are speaking as if you are a fool, Arjuna. Don't make a fool out of yourself. Why? Because yasmat gatasun gatapranan mritan agatasun agatapranan jivitaha cha na anushochanti panditaha atmajaha. So what does Krishna say? Na anushochanti panditaha na anushochanti. Who are panditas? Panda means Atma Vishaya Buddhihi. The word Panda meaning intelligence, Buddhihi. Intelligence about what? Physics or chemistry? No. Jnanam about Atma. No, if you go up north, they will have this name. Bhandopadhyaya, Bhatta, Bhandopadhyaya, etc. All comes from Panditaha Panda. Moola Pandaram Kudukiran. Tamil. So Pandaram. அப்படின்னு தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவாங்க. பண்டாரம் பரதேசின்னு நம்ம அதை வேற மாதிரி ஆக்கிட்டோம். பட் பண்டாரம்னா பண்டிதன், அனைத்தையும் அறிந்தவன். லைப்ரரிக்கு பேரு தமிழ்ல பண்டாரம்னு பேரு. தமிழ்ல லைப்ரரிக்கு பண்டாரம் உத்தமமான ஒரு பேர். இந்த இதுல எல்லாம் சங்க இலக்கியங்கள்ல தேவாரம் திருவாசகத்துலாம் பண்டாரம் அப்படிங்கிற வார்த்தை வரும். So Pandaram Panditaha means the person who knows about Atma. Atmajnaha Pandita Panda Atma Vishaya Buddhihi Yeshantehi Panditaha. So Panditaha means a person who has got Atma Jnanam. What does Krishna says? Nanu Shochanti Panditaha. Panditaha will not worry. Panditaha does not have any sorrow. Sorrow regarding what? Sorrow regarding Gatasoon, Agatasoonscha. What is Gatasoon? Gatasoon means Gatapranaha. Mritaha. Mritan, Gatapranan, Mritan. Person who has died. Agatasoonscha. Agatasoon means what? Agatapranaha. Agatapranan. Jivitaha. A person who lives. Basically, what he says is that Panditaha, intelligent people, Atmajnaha, will not worry about dead and living people. Does not make any sense, right? We all will be very, very happy if somebody is born. We all will have lots of sorrow when somebody is dead. Normally, this is what a normal, regular person will do. Because we are our body. Who am I? Who are you? Somebody asks you, what do we say? I am so and so, son of so and so, husband or wife of so and so, father or mother of so and so. I have studied A, B, C, D, E. I have worked in X, Y, Z companies. I am making this much money per annum. I have got this much properties. All of these indicators. I am son/daughter of so and so. I am father/mother of so and so. I am husband/wife of so and so. I have studied this. I am working on this. In all these sentences, I, we say, who does that I refer to? That I refer to this body. That I refers to this body. Because this body is son of such and such person. This body is daughter of so. This body is spouse of so and so. This body is parent of so and so. This body has studied. This body is making this much money. This body is having a certain status in the society. We all refer to the body. And this body has got a certain date of birth. Right? What is your date of birth? Somebody asks, okay, I am born on such and such date. And whether we like it or not, this body is going to end at some point of time. That is what we saw. That is what we see in our day-to-day life itself. Whoever is born, whether we like it or not, at one point of time, they are going to die. Right? If that is the case, I am so much attached to that person. I am so much attached to that person. Why should not I worry about that person? Is worrying that much bad? Having sorrow, is it so much bad? Why should not have, why I should not have sorrow? I am having happiness. Then I should also have sorrow, right? Why should not I have sorrow? And I love that person so much. And that person is leaving my life. Why should I not worry about them? All these are very valid questions. But Krishna says, hey, you are wrongly superimposing the people with their body. You are wrongly superimposing people with their body. The person is different from their body. Is what Krishna is going to say. Krishna is going to make that statement in the next shloka. He is going to explain that statement in the 13th shloka. In the 12th shloka, Krishna says, Natve vaham jatu nasam natvam neme janadhipaha nachaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayam atah param. Acharya writes the avatarika. Why should that shloka come? So this is how. Normally, if you see Shankara Bhashyam, this is how Shankara Bhashyam goes. I want you guys to have a to have a vision into how does Bhashyams work. Okay. So in every Bhashyam, there will be an avatarika. For every shloka, there will be an avatarika. So the avatarika will say, why should that shloka come in the first place? Because these shlokas are not composed randomly. There is a very logical order to these shlokas. So if it is the first shloka, why should that shloka come? That is what Acharya will write. Or if it is somewhere in the interior shloka, how does the next shloka connect with the previous shloka? How does the next shloka connect with the previous shloka? He will write that. That is called as avatarika. Avataram na enna? Now, why should that shloka come? And then Acharya will write the shloka. And then Acharya will explain the meaning for every word in that shloka. Right. In the last shloka, we saw Ashochyane. What is Ashochyane? Na Shochya Ashocya. What is the definition of Ashocya? What is the definition of Panditaha? So he will write, he will talk about each and every word in that shloka. And then he will convey the meaning of the shloka. And then Acharya himself will ask questions. There will be some person called as Purva Pakshi. Purva Pakshina, an opponent. Literally, there is no opponent, but Acharya will think from the opponent's point of view. And then Acharya will answer the opponent's question. That is called as Siddhanta. Purva Pakshi will ask doubts. So whatever doubts we will have, the Purva Pakshi will ask. And Acharya will give Samadhanam for that Purva Pakshi. That Samadhanam part is called as Siddhanta. So all those things will come for each and every shloka. So the avatarika for the shloka, for the second shloka, Paramartataha tu nityatvat ashocyan anushochasi ato mudaha ati iti apiprayaha. So finally he sums up, he is giving the summary for the first shloka. So the summary for the first shloka is Paramartataha tu nityan. In reality, all these people, who are these people? Bhishma Dronadayaha are Nityaha. They are ever present. And hence, Ashocyan. And hence, you don't have to worry about them. But what are you doing? Anushochasi. You are worrying about them. Ataha Mudaha Asi. Hence, you are an idiot. You are a Muda. So that is the first crux of the first shloka. They are Nityaha. They are ever present. Hence, you don't have to worry about killing them. But you are worrying about killing them. Hence, you are a Muda. Is the first shloka. Now, again the question comes. Why are they? Why should we not worry about them? Can you repeat? Somebody is asking. So the avatarika for the next shloka, Kutaha te ashocyaha yato nityaha. Why are they not deserve? Why don't they deserve to be worried? Because they are nityaha. They are ever present. Who's telling? Krishna is going to tell in the next shloka. Shloka Natvevaham Jatu Nasam Natvam Neme Janadipaha Nachaiva na Bhavishyamaha Sarve Vayamatah Param. Krishna is telling himself as the example first. Natvevaham Jatu Nasam. Hey Arjuna, Krishna is using a double negative here. Normally, we should not use double negative in any sentence. But if somebody uses double negative, it is for emphasis. Even in English, double negatives are not used. But when double negatives are used, it means it is for emphasis. If you don't know, you are using double negatives, that is different. But a person who has got the grasp of English grammar, if that person uses double negative, it means that he wants to emphasize. In the same way, here Acharya is emphasizing. Natve vaham jatu nasam. Okay. There has never been a time where I have not existed. What does he say? There have never been a time where I have not existed. Which meaning what? Which means what? I am existing all the time. Natu eva aham jatu namasa. I have never not existed. Okay, then question will come. Okay, you are Bhagavan. You don't have any problem. What about us? Arjuna will say, okay, I am not worried about killing you, Krishna. I am worried about killing them. Then Krishna says, Natvam neme janadhipaha. So are you. So are these kings. Natvam. You have to take never not existed from the previous word, previous pada. There has never been a time where I have not existed. There has never been a time where you are not existing. Tvam means you. There have never been a time where these people have ceased to be existing. Meaning what? Me, you, these people, they all were always existing. Okay, now Arjuna will ask, okay, what you say, it does not make sense to me. You say, I have always been existing, but I have a date of birth. Before the date of birth, I did not exist. There was no Arjuna before the Arjuna Jayanti. There was no Krishna before Krishna Jayanti. Krishna has already been existing. What is the need for Krishna Jayanti? There has no Bhishma before Bhishma Jayanti. And Arjuna is thinking, okay, I don't understand what you say, but out of respect, I accept your statement. We have always been existing in the past. But if I kill them, they will cease to exist in the future. I am not worried about the past. I am only worried about the future. Now, all these are the mind voice of Arjuna. All these are the mind voice of Arjuna. That is why each and every word in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will anticipate what the other person is thinking and will start answering. Arjuna is not expressing all these questions, but Krishna is answering all these questions. The next sentence, Krishna says, Nachaiva na bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah param. Okay. Maybe Arjuna, you will ask me, okay, in the past they have been existing, but in the future they will cease to exist. What about that? Krishna, okay, even in the future they will stop. They will not stop being existing. So there have never been a time where I did not exist. There have never been a time where you did not exist. There have never been a time where these kings did not exist. And then Krishna says, okay, there will never be a time where I will stop to exist. There will never be a time where you will cease to exist. There will never be a time where these kings will cease to exist. Now Arjuna is totally confused. Arjunan will think, okay, why this guy is speaking like this? And Krishna, don't you think, okay, there is a Krishna Jayanti. You have got a date of birth. You know about all the three columns. You are going to go. We are going to celebrate Bhishmashtami. Bhishma Ekadasi, Bhishmashtami, he is going to die. Why are you saying all these things? Because we think we have a date of birth, we have a date of death. But if we really think about it, the date of birth and the date of death are for this body. So the moment Krishna says that there has never been a time where you have not existed, there have never been a time that you will cease to exist, what does Krishna imply? We can understand that Krishna does not imply this body. He is implying something else other than the body. Krishna does not consider this body to be the real self. Krishna is considering something other than the body to be the real self. Tatha nacha eva na bhavishyamaha kintu bhavishyamaha eva. Sarve vayamataha asmat deha vinashat param. Uttarakale api trishu api kaleshu nitya katam atmaswarupena iti artaha. Acharya writes in this Bhashyam. How can we never cease to exist? How can we never cease? How can we never cease our existence? Not because of Deha, but because of Atma. There is something called as Atma, Arjuna. What I am telling, from the point of view of Atma, you have never stopped being existing. From the point of view of Atma, you will never cease to exist. That is what Krishna is saying. But Arjuna wants an example. Okay, I don't understand. You cannot just drop me like that. You know, when you are transferring a fish, you cannot take a fish and then drop it directly into the fish tank. You should get that fish to acclimatize. Right? Okay, take baby steps, Krishna. I am thinking you as a Jagat Guru. Okay, teach me. Teach me in a step-by-step manner. That is what Arjuna is thinking. So, Krishna is now giving an example. So, the avatarika for the next shloka is Tatra Katham Iva Nitya Atma Iti Drishtantam. Acharya says, okay, now the next shloka, the 13th shloka, Krishna is giving a Drishtantam. Drishtantam means example. The examples are very, 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 very important in Vedanta. In Vedanta, in Gita, in Upanishad. Because we cannot explain the Vastu. Atma Vastu, we can never see. Atma Vastu can never be an object. We can only give examples for the Atma Vastu. So, there will be lots of Drishtanta which we have to understand. So here, Acharya, Krishna is going to give you an example. And when we give an example, we should be very, very careful. Number one, example has to be related. When I give an example, the other person should already know that example. He should be able to relate to that example, only then example will work. Right? If I give something as an example which the other person does not even know, then you should give an example for that example. You will end up giving an example for explaining that example which will never work. So it has to be a very, very simple example. Example from our day-to-day life. Example from the things that we see. So all those things have to be true for Drishtanta. So the Drishtanta is what? That is the Drishtanta Krishna is giving. Dehi nosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvananjara tata dehantara praptihi dhirastatra na muhyati. Okay, what is dehi? These are all technical terms. Dehaha asya asti iti dehi. For the person who has got deha, he is dehi. A person who has got dhana, dhana means money, right? Dhanikaha, we say. A person with money is called as dhanikaha. Dhani. Dhani is also used. A person who has got balam is bali. Balam, strength. The person who has got balam is called as bali. A person who has got jnanam is called as jnani. Who's a jnani? A person who has got jnanam is jnani. We have to extend that. So dehi. Who's dehi? There is a person who has got deha. So this tells that there is another entity other than that deha. I will have jnana. Jnana can come, jnana can go. But the person stays. Money will come, money will go, but the person stays. Balam, strength will come, strength will go, but the person stays. In the same way, deha will come, deha will go, but the self stays. And that self is called as dehi. So, dehaha asya asti iti dehi. Tasya dehinaha dehatmavantaha iti artha. So, dehi means atma. These are the technical terms that will be used in Bhagavad Gita. So, dehi means atma. So, what does he say? Deha asya asti iti dehi. Tasya dehino देहवत् आत्मनः अस्मिन् वर्तमाने देहे यथा येन प्रकारेण कौमारं कुमारभावः बाल्यावस्था यौवनं यूनो भावो मध्यमावस्था जरा वयेहानि जीर्णावस्था इति एताः तिस्रः अवस्था अन्योन्य विलक्षणाः. So a person goes through several stages in life. I have been a kid. I have been a youth. I am in the middle part of my life. I am in the end part of my life. How do we tell? How do we differentiate all these things? Because of my deha. When my body is small, when my body is freshly brought into this world, I am called as a baby. When my body starts to grow, I am called as youth. When my body is declining, I am called as an old age person. Right? But if we think about it, if I am my body is changing. Right? If I am my body, if the self is the body, then body undergoes change. Whatever I did as a baby, I cannot do now. Whatever I do now, I cannot do that in my old age. Whatever I do in my old age, I cannot do it now, or I cannot do that when I was in my baby stage. So the body keeps on changing. But you have a record of your body that is changing. It is not that, okay, when you are a baby, a certain person is your mother. And then when you grow up, your body changes. But your mother does not change. Your father does not change. The experiences that you have gained does not change. That is very, very important. I keep on collecting all my experience. My body will change. My brain, which stores the experiences, changes. Your brain grows, even according to your science, your brain is continuously growing. Your brain continuously undergoes change. But you don't lose track of your experiences. What does that mean? It means even though your body changes, there has been one constant principle which witnessed the changes in my body. Which witnesses the changes in my body, which is constant. That is called as Dehi. A constant person who experiences the changing body, who experiences the changing world through the changing body. But that person remains constant. That person remains constant. Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara. The body goes through these three phases. So Krishna only talks about three phases, but according to Shastra, they talk about 6 phases. But Krishna here he is taking these 3 phases as example. What are the 3 phases? Kumara, Yavvana, Jara. Kumara means infant. Yavvana means youth. Jara means old age. The body goes through these 3 phases. And here Acharya says, they are paraspara anyonya vilakshanaha. They are mutually exclusive. You cannot be both Kumara and Yavvana. You cannot be both Yavvana and Jara. You cannot be both Kumara and Jara. They are mutually exclusive. You know, the strength of my body changes. The strength of my mind changes. The social acceptance of that thing changes. When I am very, very young, I can go, I can pee everywhere. People are not going to make fun of me. I can cry. I can be socially very awkward. People will not mind. But I cannot do that when I am young. Right? If I'm 20, 25 years old, I cannot just go pee everywhere. I cannot cry. I cannot throw tantrums. For a normal person, I cannot do all those things. When I am old age, again, society will give me some privileges. Society will take off some privileges from me. So these are anyonya vilakshanaha. These are mutually exclusive states of body. But I go through all those phases. I know that I go through all those phases. Whatever experiences that I have gained, it becomes additive. My body does not become additive. Right? Because when I was young, I had lots of strength. But when I grow old, I don't add more strength to my body. What do? I lose strength. I lose things from my body. When I was young, I used to have lots of hair. But as I grow old, even my hair is getting lost. So my body undergoes vikara. That vikara not only includes addition to my body, that vikara also includes things that are getting away from my body. But what about the experience that I gain? The experience that I gain keeps on only adding. There is no delete button in my experience. Okay, I have experienced that. I have got that memory. Now I want to lose that experience. Once you have gained something, you cannot lose. You can probably lose the memory of that experience, but you cannot lose that experience itself. Later, it will come to you at one point of time. You'll probably lose the ability to recollect that experience. That is true. What is marandu? You cannot recollect that. But hey, you have gone through that experience, people can never change. But that is not the case with my body. I cannot recollect my old strength. I cannot, my body does not store my old strength. Once lost, it is completely lost. Maybe if I tell hair example, it will be a lot easier for many people to understand. Once I lose my hair, it will never grow. But it is not the case with my experience. Once I have experienced, it stays with me at least for this entire life. Right? So, it means that, hey, there is something other than that body who goes through all the experiences in that body. Right? So, according to science, each and every cell of your body changes. Once in 15 years or so, each and every cell in your body is replaced by new cell. Each and every atom in your body is replaced by new atoms. But that does not mean I become a new person. That does not mean I become a new person. I remain the same. The cells in my body changes. The atoms in my body changes. But I remain the same. So that is the drishtanta that Krishna gives. Hey, the nasha, the body is not you, Arjuna. Body is different. You are different. Just like how you remain the same while body goes through different phases. Kaumara is a phase. Yauvanam is a phase. When I say phase, it is PHASE phase, not FACE phase. Kaumara is a phase. Yauvanam is a phase. Jara is a phase. But you remain the same. In the same way, even when this body is lost completely, when you take a new body, even when this body is lost completely, when you take a new body, it is only the body that is being lost. You are not lost. Tata dehantara praptihi. Just like how, yata means just like how, the first line. Just like how the body goes through different phases. But dehinaha, the atma remains the same. In the same way, even if one body goes down, and when you take another body, the atma remains the same. Tasam prathamavastha nashaha na nashaha. Dvitiyavasthopajanena na upajananam. Atmanaha. Kim tarhi avakriyasya eva dvitiya, tritiya, tritiyavastha praptihi atmanaha drishta. Just like when one phase ends and another phase starts. Kaumaram ends, Yauvanam starts. Yauvanam ends, Jara starts. I don't undergo any change. Atma does not undergo any change. It is the body that undergoes change. It is like, okay, when you are Kaumara, you have certain Atma. And when the transition happens, when you become a teenager, the old you, I mean, the infant you goes away. And then the teenager you comes. That happens, what should happen? You will also forget all the things that are happening when you are infant. But it does not happen. Now maybe we forget, but when you are a teenager, you remember who's your father, you remember who's your mother, you remember your alphabets, you remember your numbers, which you have studied during the infant stage. And now when I become youth, I remember what happened to my what happened in my teenage time. When I become old age, I remember what happens in my youth stage. That does not undergo nasha. My deha undergoes nasha, but my atma does not undergo nasha. In the same way, tatha, tadvateva, dehat anyaha dehantaram tasya praptihi, देहांतर प्राप्ति अवक्रियस्य एव आत्मन इत्यर्थः. So when you gain new body, what does mean by when you gain new body? When I die, I gain another body. So when I die, when I gain another body, it is the body that undergoes nashaha, not the atma. It is the body that undergoes nashaha, not the atma. Remember, as you progress through your life, we remember certain things. We also forget certain things. Just because we forget doesn't mean that that experience goes away. I told you that when we forget, our ability to recollect that experience goes away. But when you try enough, you will have that, you can regain that experience. Now people can ask, okay, we can easily understand what happens when we go through different phases of life. Okay. When I become young, I remember what happens when I was old, when I was youth. When I become old age, I remember what happens when I am young, when I was youth. But now, I don't remember what happened in my previous janma. If we apply the same logic, you should remember who are your parents in your previous janma. Do we remember that? We don't. We should remember what we have studied in the previous janma. Do we remember that? We don't. Then how can I accept that? No, it is a very good question. So the answer for that question is, we do remember certain things. We do remember certain things from our janmantara. Janmantara means other janma. Just like how dehantara means other deha, janmantara means other janma. That does have an influence in this janma, both according to Shastra, according to our experience itself. According to Shastra, what will happen? Okay, whatever things that you have, whatever punya and papa that you have done in your previous janmas will have an effect on your quality of living in this janma. If you have done lots of punyam in previous janma, you live a comfortable life. If you don't have the punyam account in your previous janma, then not so comfortable. We experience that. There is no janma, there is no previous janma. If everybody is born the same way, the same status, but we don't see that happening, right? Some person is born with a silver spoon. Some person is born in a very, very unfortunate family. How does that happen? Why do that happen? Because of our experiences in the previous janma. Right? Who teaches the kid? When a baby is born, who teaches the baby how to drink milk? Nobody teaches that. Somebody has to teach you how to operate a computer. Somebody has to teach you how to use a mobile phone. But who teaches the kid how to drink milk? In fact, it is the most dangerous thing, because milk can go in your windpipe. If the milk goes into your windpipe, you will die. But nobody teaches the kid how to drink milk. The baby is born, you just take it to that place, the baby drinks milk. Who teaches that? Nobody teaches that. It is the vasana from previous janma. I keep on eating, but suddenly there is a power cut. Suddenly there is a power cut. My hand will automatically go to my mouth. I don't need a light. My hand will automatically go to the plate. I can easily even complete darkness. You can comfortably close your eyes, take food from your plate. You will not go and give other person. Your hand will automatically come to your mouth. Because of that vasana. Because you have been practicing eating in this janma for so long, it automatically comes to you. In the same way, because the baby has been drinking milk for so long na, the baby is only born today. How can you say so long? In its previous janma. Anadi janma, anadya vichinna vasanaya. So your janma is anadi. You have got infinite previous janma. The baby has been drinking milk in all the janmas. As a human baby, as a cow baby, as a monkey baby, as a donkey baby, nobody has to teach the baby how to drink milk. Who teaches the baby how to cry? Nobody teaches the baby how to cry. Because all these things are experiences from our previous janma. There are some experiences which we will forget. In fact, it is a blessing. We forget who's our previous parents. We forget who's our previous spouse. We forget who's our previous friends. We forget who's our previous enemies. In this janma, itself maintaining all of those people is difficult. If we remember all the things from all the previous janma, you'll go mad. So Bhagavan, out of his karuna, he made you forget about all those things. But he keeps you, he makes you remember certain essentials. Child prodigy. How does that come? A person, 2-year-old kid, identifies the ragas. 3-year-old kid plays piano. 4-year-old kid dances Bharatanatyam. Who teaches that kid? Who teaches this kid to play piano? Who teaches that kid to identify raga? For me, remembering the raga name itself is very, very difficult. Remembering the names of 72 ragas is very, very difficult for me at my age. But for that kid, 2-year, 3-year kid, the kid has barely started speaking. The kid not only remembers the names of the raga, it also remembers the aroganam, avaroganam, it remembers the lakshanam of that raga. For me, remembering a plus b the whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab is very, very difficult. There is one kid who is 8 years old. He can solve differential equations. He can do integration differentiation. How does all those things happen? Because of our experiences from the previous janma. Just like how the body, when it undergoes change, the Atma remaining constant, remembers all those experiences from the changing stages of the body. In the same way, the Atma remembers the experiences from Anadi Janmas. So, this is how Krishna establishes that you are not your body. Because when you are the body, with changing body, you should also change. But we never change. The body changes, but we never change. So Krishna says, hey Arjuna, you think that Bhishma is his body. You think that Drona is the body. But no, Bhishma is not the body. Drona is not the body. The figure that you call Bhishma, the figure that you call Drona are only their Dehaha. But there is a Dehi who is operating through the body. There is a Dehi who operates through the body. So that is why even when you kill the body, you can never kill Atma. So you don't have to worry. That is what Krishna says. So with this, we will finish this class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti 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 Shri Guru